From verse.
How great the robe of liberation, a formless field of merit, wrapping ourselves in Buddha's teaching, we free all living beings. And though I thus liberate countless beings, not a single being is liberated.
Incense chat.
Precepts incense, liberation of views incense. Cloud of lighted incense pouring into the Dharma realms. Offering to the highest teachers of the 10 directions, I respectfully bow to the altar of the incense cloud. Bodhisattva.
Chant of compassion. We surround all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Especially do we send out compassionate thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to those in doubt and ignorance, to all who are striving to attain truth, and to those whose feet stand close to the great change called death. We send forth all wisdom, mercy, and love. May the infinite light of wisdom and compassion so shine within us that the errors and vanities of self may be dispelled. So shall we understand the changing nature of existence and awaken into spiritual peace. The refuges.
I take refuge in the Buddha.
I take refuge in the Buddha.
I take refuge in the Dharma.
I take refuge in the Dharma.
I take refuge in the Sangha.
I take refuge in the Sangha. The 5 precepts.
I take up the practice of not harming living beings.
I take up the practice of not harming living beings.
I will not take what is not offered.
I will not take what is not offered.
I will not misuse sexuality or sensuality.
I will not misuse sexuality or sensuality.
I will practice gentle, truthful speech.
I will practice gentle, truthful speech.
I will not deal in nor misuse intoxicants.
I will not deal in nor misuse intoxicants. The Buddha Sarangamagata. True nature is free from all phenomena which are illusions by causes created. Phenomena neither rise nor fall, but all phenomena are flowers in the sky. The unreal reveals the real, but both are but illusions, since there is nothing real nor unreal. How can there be a subject and an object? For between the two there is no true nature, like the point where two rush bundles meet when set upright, tying and untying from the same cause arise, while the saintly and the worldly are not below, considered underlying nature at the point of meeting, where both is and is not, cannot be. If you disregard it, you are in delusion. If you awaken to it, you are free at once. 6 knots are untied, one after the other. When 6 are undone, one vanishes as well. Choose a sense organ that is all penetrating, to enter the holy stream and attain Bodhi. subtle consciousness, since the real yet unreal can create confusion. I have refrained from revealing it to you. If mine be set on searching for the mind that which at heart is not illusion, becomes illusory. If you stop all grasping, then there is nothing real. If what is not illusion ceases to arise, where can illusion be? This is the profound lotus Dharma, the precious Bodhi of the royal gem, the samadhi of seeing all things as illusion, which in a finger snap leads to the state beyond all study, the unsurpassed doctrine was followed by all Bhagavats in all directions, on the one path that to Nirvana leads. So what occurs to me today to speak about is how the mind, how time is very relative to the mind, how we perceive it, how we interact with time, and my observations about it. Earlier today, Jasmine and I were outside, and made a comment that a lot has happened this year. Very simple. And on one hand, yes, you can say so. We're only, about April, about a quarter of the way or so through, not even halfway. And you can list off all the different things that have happened in that time. Seems like a lot. And then I started thinking, well, it only seems like a lot because I'm perceiving it that way, because I'm thinking about it that way. If you take the element of time out of it, and then you're just left with a collection of things that have happened. Now you're just thinking about a collection of things that have happened, with no sense of how long it's taken for these things to happen. And you start to, and then you start to refine that. You start focusing on one particular thing that has happened. And that's where I was reminded that the idea of time as a construct does begin in our thoughts about it. As our whole practice, we always bring up thoughts. We always think of it. We're always thinking of thoughts and talking about thoughts, but it's true. Things like time, those concepts, that they exist because of thought. Now you have your seconds and hours and minutes and all that, how we tell time, how we track things. But when we're doing the mental gymnastics of thinking about time, about, what's occurred this year, what's occurred in the last 10 years, how do I feel about that? All these things starts from those thoughts. And I've used the same kind of, I'm going to call it this workshop of thinking about time when I consider things that have happened and things that haven't happened yet. Now we're getting into that future and past thinking. But yeah, that one comment, a lot has happened this year. It was an interesting reminder to me that stood out that no, time, we put that perception on time, thoughts, feelings about it. And so I've been giving that some thought. Back to thoughts. Been giving that some effort and energy. And
I recommend you all to do the same. When you're thinking, when you're in your head, you're thinking about your thoughts and the things that have come and gone. Try taking the element of time out of it and just think about the individual thing. Refine it. And one, it reminds you that everything's coming from thought. But two, it gives you a different perspective on things that may not have had before. Give it a try. And thank you, and thus ends my Dharma Talk. Closing gata.
Let me respectfully remind you, life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly, and opportunity is lost. Each of us should strive to awaken. Awaken, take heed. Do not squander your life.
Offering of merit.
May the merit of this penetrate into each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient being together can realize the Buddha's way.
All Buddhas throughout space and time, all bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, experience supreme Bodhi.
All right, and that concludes our service for this week. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.
All right, see you on Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.